promoted people. Greetings to everyone. This is TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with Oberon and Banshee, and it's me, Oberon, with my outlook on the emotional exchanges, my weekly forecast for the dimensions of lover relationships, a unique two-card method for each sign of the Zodiac. The first card being the good vibe you want, and the second card is the bad trip to avoid. And I use the beautiful Final Rose Tarot. It sort of was made to coincide with the whole idea of the game of love, if you know what I mean. So we're going to get started in just a minute. Thank you very much for coming. So the first card is for Aries. And it's the Page of Roses upright. The free spirit, it says underneath. Page of Roses would be the Page of Wands. So for Aries, there's a sense of adventure this week, the good vibration, that maybe you will feel like really moving into the realms of emotions and relationships by being a free spirit, being brave, wanting to take a taste of a little bit of everything. Now for the bad vibration, we're going to pull that from the bottom of that pile, the fire pile. And that is the Five of Mirrors, or the Five of Swords, the Tattletale. Five of Swords, the bad vibe. It looks to me like maybe if we're being too free of a spirit, we may be ruffling some feathers. We may be causing a little bit of dissension or strife. Maybe somebody feels you can't be that free, and you will probably have to have some amount of bickering or arguing about it. So this is definitely a bad trip to avoid, Aries. So now we move to the Earth signs Taurus. Taurus gets Major Arcana 6, the Lovers. And so for Taurus, I think the good vibration is pretty self-sufficient. It may be that Taurians will feel that they really have a good choice to make here, that they have a choice of more than one thing to actually love or appreciate. So choose wisely. Obviously, the choices will be somewhat different from each other. Going to the bottom of that deck for the bad trip, and we find the reversed Four of Mirrors, the reversed Four of Swords. It says Reassuring Rose, but it is reversed. As a bad trip, this is not real bad, unless, of course, it means that maybe you are going in the wrong direction. For the Four of Swords reversed is talking about returning to activity, coming back after a time, or maybe recovering from a situation. We could look at it from that point of view and say that we are recovering maybe from a choice. But I think it's more of a cautionary tale, really telling us that don't move too quickly. If maybe for Taurians this is moving back into relationships after a time of not having one, it may be that you want to take a more measured approach in that. So now to Gemini. And Gemini has the Seven of Mirrors. That's the Seven of Swords. For the wrong reasons. Geminis may feel they really have to do something that's a little bit out of character for them, or maybe something that's a little bit more suspicious to other people. It may be that in the matters of relationships, there's a little bit of sneaking around. I wonder if Geminis are considering having an affair or doing something that maybe their significant other doesn't know about. I don't want to say this in truth. There could be some other possibilities here. But Geminis have a real moral question going on for them. So that was their good vibration, maybe. Let's try to put that in a better light. Maybe it's just saying really that, of course, you are doing something for the right reason. I don't know. I'm a little confused on that one. But your bad vibe says the Five of Cups. I screwed up. I'm the worst. And so maybe as a consequence of that first card, feeling free enough and a good vibe enough to try to get away with something, you did in fact screw up. Please watch for this, Geminis. It sort of looks like if you were thinking of doing something covertly, something either emotional, relationship, sensuous related, it's probably not the right time to do it. If that ever could be. So now we're going from Gemini to Cancer. And Cancer has the Five of Pentacles. Boy, we got a lot of fives in this reading for everybody. It sounds really bad. Some bad vibrations this week. And I know Banshee said that in her Material Matters, that people situations were kind of screwed up, and it's pursuing, even though it's still that same week, it should be peaking, hopefully. But with the Five of Rings there, your good vibe is saying maybe you should listen to the inner voice and possibly try to look harder for what you need. And what you may need is reassurance. If you're insecure, you need to find some reassurance that things are okay for you on the emotional levels. That may not be easy, but that's what the good vibe is to look towards the light rather than hide from it. Now your bad vibe is Major Arcana 13, Death, here known as the End, and it's a bachelor who seems to be sent packing. Your bad vibe is that there's a change that will change everything, Cancer. And it may be that the status quo is reset. Nobody's dying, and I can't say for sure that a relationship is ending, but something is changing, and the change will have deep ramifications for you, Cancer, and you need to think about what you can do to move beyond that. So now we're back to fire signs with Leo. And Leo has the Ten of Cups upright. And it says the proposal. The Ten of Cups is held to be one of the happiest cards in the Zodiac. So this is your good vibration, Leos. You are bringing a lot of happiness, or you are finding a lot of happiness in your environment. This could refer specifically to your home life. It could refer to other parts of your life. Maybe you have the kind of job where everybody really cares and gets along with each other. Yeah, right. But it is saying that this week you are vibrating to a much, much better vibration. So what could your bad trip possibly be? And it's the Nine of Cups, which of course is the wish card, and it says fantasy suite, so sort of like a dream come true, a wish come true. But why would this be a bad trip? Well, it may be one of those things where they say, be careful what you wish for. Nine of Cups can also be said to say too much of a good thing. And it could be really that maybe from the emotional level, you may actually have consequences for something that you thought was going to be very, very enjoyable, very pleasant, very much your wish. Sorry about that. So from Leo, we will now move to the earth sign Virgo. And they have the Page of Pentacles, the Page of Rings, and it says the Optimist. Your good vibration really is your ability to discern what is best for you on the emotional level, on the relationships level, and that it may be you will be really examining with fondness and care all of those things about what really is making up the good relationships. There's a real introspective quality here. It's time to get down to maybe brass tacks and find out, who do you love, baby? So then what will the bad trip be? And the bad trip is Major Arcana number 8, opening up. Strength is kind of like a reverse allegory for the tarot. It's not about physical strength, it's about the strength of the heart, the human heart. So for Virgo, your bad trip really is maybe you're finding some challenges really in applying tenderness or compassion to the situations around you. Virgos may tend to want things exactly a certain way and maybe don't like flexibility or things that aren't certain. And this is really your opportunity to take that in as the bad trip and feel that energy and realize, is it really working for you? All right. So from Virgo, we go to the air sign Libra. And Libra has the Emperor, which in this deck is called the Bachelor. And Libra, your good vibration is the Emperor, the Bachelor. This is saying that in the ways of relationships, you really are paramount to having exactly what you want, having control, and having a wisdom that tempers that sense of what you can control, your authority, the limits of your willpower. In terms of relationships, this really means that you command respect and that you are actually able to strengthen the relationship and bring meaning and foundation to the relationship. You may be the prime mover in the relationship. It's not that you don't share that, but you really are the force to be reckoned with, Libra. So then, what's your bad trip? And it's the reverse Two of Cups, the Two of Flutes. It says cheers. And the bad trip is that maybe somebody is possibly going to misinterpret your sense of control and willpower and feel that maybe they don't know if they trust you, they don't know if they're ready for that kind of commitment with you. It's probably more likely that the idea of giving over and trust and love and harmony, a commitment. Maybe you will find that the relationship you've been working with or towards will have this situation that will need to be ironed out. So then from Libra, we go to the water sign, Scorpio. And Scorpio, your good vibration is the devil reversed, the villain reversed. Scorpio, this week in terms of relationships, emotionality, sexuality, sensuality, you have kind of flipped the script a little bit. You have flipped the chains off of you. You've taken off any blinders or things that are limiting you in terms of being obsessed. You're freeing yourself from having jealous feelings or domineering feelings. And it's really good because people are going to see and notice that with you and maybe respond in kind to you. So then the bad trip for Scorpios looks like it's the Page of Cups, the Daydreamer. And the bad trip could just be that maybe some people feel that this is temporary with you, that you are a flexible personality, you are a water sign, Page of Cups, and that maybe this is just really a flow for you at this time. They may not understand, that there's something truly mystical and poetic, especially when it comes to romance and love for Scorpio. And maybe that is the bad vibration, because maybe it comes off differently for them and they don't get that. That maybe they feel you are still obsessive, the villain. So then we're going to move back to the fire signs with Sagittarius. Sagittarius has Major Arcana 18, the Moon. Go for the Moon, Sagittarius. You are well aspected for love, romance, relationships, fondness, just being good with people. You are very well aspected. Your good vibration maybe is finding out even a deeper love exists for you, either one that you've been moving towards or one that you're in now. You are discovering that. You are having a major perception about your role in romance, in the balance of your emotional range, perhaps where you felt you could not be any more loving or feeling for something or someone, but you found it. Okay, Sagittarians, what's the bad trip? The bad trip is the reversed Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands reversed, it says drama. Well, Seven of Wands, when it's reversed, it's actually going to be a little bit better. But as a bad trip, it may be saying we are receding from something because we don't feel we're going to be able to attain that. And so despite the idea of the confidence of what we're finding out, the perception of that, maybe the bad trip is that we realize we're not really ready to attain that love. We perceive it, we understand it, we now know we can move towards it, but Seven of Wands reverse says, well, it's not quite there yet. You may have to work on moving back into that position. Maybe the other person has moved to that remote position. That's also a possibility. All right, from Sagittarius, the fire sign, we now go to Capricorn, the earth sign. And Capricorn's good vibration is the Knight of Cups, upright, the hopeless romantic. You are vibrating to a major feeling here, Capricorn. You are moving towards a really wonderful situation, something you've been really wanting, loving. It's not necessarily a person or a relationship. It could just be something else you really desire. You're moving towards it. You're vibrating highly to it this week. So what's the reversed card, or the bottom card? The card that signifies your bad trip. And it's the Queen of Cups reversed. You just can't make it up. These cards are falling so interestingly, and I am literally pulling top cards and bottom cards, so they shouldn't be so closely associated. But the Queen of Cups is from that same suit of the cups, so talking about emotional relationships and fondness and things like that. But as a reverse card, this bad trip is saying that you may be really ill-tempered this week in love, that maybe things are just hitting you right. You're having supreme doubts or supreme daydreams or paranoid feelings about what's going on emotionally for you. You may not be feeling exactly what it is you thought you should be. Kind of messy. So from Capricorn, we go to Aquarius, and the good vibration is the Three of Pentacles, the Three of Rings, and it says the group date. And Three of Pentacles, I would say that, yeah, that's an interesting idea there for Aquarians, that maybe Aquarians will find what vibrates very well to them this week is the idea of maybe a more casual look at relationships, whether you're in a relationship already or you're hanging around with people who are starting relationships or are also in relationships or looking towards relationships, maybe some sort of more friendly Aquarian social humankind, mankind way of getting together with some people is on the table, or you're vibrating towards the idea of sharing maybe with a limited number of friends, your cronies, the ideas of your bonds with each other, as well as maybe your significant others. So Aquarians, what is your bad trip then? And it's the King of Swords. And the bad trip in all this is that maybe there's going to be a sense of some judgment going on here, that maybe you will find that you have friends or situations who maybe will be looking at you and deciding, you know, how you rate in their lives or how you rate in terms of the relationship. So it could be that this relationship you're in or you think you want to be in, there's going to be an analysis of it. It may not move forward or engage more at this point because maybe there is something really discriminating or analytical going on in the process. I know it's a little bit weird. Finally, Pisces, our last water sign and the last sign of the zodiac. And Pisces, your first card, the good vibration, is the Chariot reversed, the limo. And the good vibration is maybe saying this is the week you don't have to do so much. Maybe others will do for you. This may be the week you don't have to lead the charge or pick up the reins, move in any particular direction, display any particular sense of motivation towards doing projects or things, especially in love. It may be that the good vibration is, you know, you can wait for the affection to come to you, that you don't have to be the one driving that it's just really assured that it will come to you. That's kind of an interesting way to look at that. So then the bad trip, though, it's the Ace of Swords reversed, fresh meat. And therefore, you may miscalculate. You may miscalculate, and maybe there'll be a delay here, that maybe the undertaking of moving towards new relationships or furtherance in a relationship will have a little bit of spottiness that will make a delay happen. I can't see exactly what it is. It could just be saying that this is just not a right timing situation. I'm trying to figure out how it could be timed in with your motivation factor of the good vibe, and I'm not exactly getting it. Maybe you need to demonstrate more forcefulness to make sure that the plans don't delay by showing more of your optimism and willingness to move things ahead. I'm wondering about that. All right, so that's what I have for all the signs of the zodiac. I'm really glad to have been here and done that. I hope everybody appreciated their emotional exchange for the next week. If so, please leave me comments or share, like, subscribe, all of those things. So until next time, take care.